And here we go. I am Rocco's Most Deep, the GOAT and 1/3 of Chimera Gaming, here to talk to you about my reactions to EA's June 20th content, where it partnered with NBA Cares to showcase some of the canvases that we now have in NBA Live. But before I go on, make sure to like and share the video, and if you're new, subscribe for more updates on content that we have coming soon. So without further ado, let me go in straight talking about what happened June 10th. Now, the community already had a perception that it was going to be a reveal of some sort, as EA lately been playing NBA Live close to the chest, like cards, you know, make sure that nobody gets to see what's going on. And the community is in a frenzy because last year there was a lot of news coming out at a rapid rate after EA Play, which they didn't attend this year. So seeing NBA Live associated with anything NBA, everybody fairly assumed that it was going to be some news on the upcoming title NBA Live 20. Now, the event was for a good cause. It was an event to, you know, show children the ways of basketball, you know, give back to the community, have them interact and enjoy the canvas. And I'm sure they got goodies like NBA Live and shirts and hats and things like that. And my initial reaction is obviously the positive one. You know, it's a great thing to do something for the community, but that's where it went downhill after that. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm always for community engagement, whether it be for a charitable cause or just for marketing purposes. This one being a charitable cause and giving back to a community in New York, it was just not communicated properly. And it feels like, again, even when they intend to do well, the PR of NBA Live, and in this case Electronic Arts portion of NBA Live, they don't understand how to communicate these things to the fans very well. My reaction was, man, look, the court is great, the motive is great, the intent is great, but the communication is very poor. And this stems from them not speaking to the community on a regular basis. And this is not the first time that they've done this. They've done this with many other titles at many other points in time, and it's becoming a common trend that they avoid communicating to their fan base any information that is pertinent. Now, there's a lot of things they could have done here in Orlando that we never hear about, and I'm not upset that they went to New York and did it, but then again, you start to think, it's like, why are they only doing it because it's the NBA draft and it's going to get them some more marketing and promotional fluidity and one-upship, you know, on 2K, which 2K wasn't even mentioned, but it's the things that normal fans think. It's like, you could have done this any other time throughout the year. You could have done this in Orlando, where your studio is from. Spend the same amount of money and actually impact more, because you don't have to pay for travel or any of those things. And let's be honest, Orlando is cheaper than New York. And I haven't seen any of that. And if they are doing it, they need to be more vocal about it. These things matter to the community. These things matter to the people that play the games. And once again, I think it's just another moment of them dropping the ball on communicating with fans how they give back to the community. Not necessarily the game playing community, but the community that is out there that loves basketball. You know, they could have hosted a small tournament in Orlando, 3v3, 5v5, and for community places like the YMCA, the Boys and Girls Club, or anything like that. They could have done more, and instead it seems like a marketing stunt from my account and a ploy to seem like a good guy but not really want to be a good guy. And again, I want to reiterate that what they did is a good thing, and I'm just wondering why it wasn't communicated better. If you go to the Twitter page when it was announced, it's like, all right, stay tuned, we're gonna be in Brooklyn on the 20th of June. And everybody's like, oh man, you know, that's the draft. Maybe they, you know, a canvas event. Maybe they're going to put the canvas. This is a speculation that a lot of community members are having. Maybe they're going to put the canvas on the court, you know, at the Brooklyn's arena right there. So, you know, and it's gonna say NBA Live. Maybe it's that deep. Maybe it's those ties that they have with the NBA, showing that they're not the second stepchild of the NBA, that 2K isn't just the one getting all the benefits. And little did we know, it had nothing to do with the NBA draft, really. It was just, and I know I say that like it's a minimal thing. It was just them putting a canvas in one of the Brooklyn parks and having kids come play, and also it be sponsored by NBA Cares. That's a good thing. But the communication, once again, which is what I want to get to, is a bad thing. Going forward, I wish that they do better. I think that's the wish of the entire community as a whole, because there's a lot of love for NBA Live. Even though some people think that it's a small community nobody cares about, the reach of this community is large, and they're all over the world. People from Brazil, China, Puerto Rico, wherever you can think of, they play this game, love this game, and want to know more about this game. And every year with events like this, it feels like EA NBA Live doesn't understand. EA Sports doesn't understand the love that there is for this game. Whether it's nostalgic, whether it's new, whether it's casual, there is love. And they just need to communicate those things better. The June 20th event should have been a more celebrated thing if they were, and I think it would have been if they would have communicated it better. Instead of trying to have this semblance of surprise for an event that really didn't require that level of surprise, you know, I stopped and think, you know, while I read this script, why do you have to feel that every event that you do has to be this mind-blowing surprise? It doesn't. They could have been very transparent, and I just think that they have an allergy against transparency. They could have been very transparent with this event, and the people would have been happy. But instead, what you get is, yes, the people immediately affected by the event are happy, the kids, which they should be, because those are amazing. If you see those canvases, when you look at them, they were outstanding if you look at them. And the kids that were engaging in this, you could see how they walked up, they touched the court, you know, blessed it like they were walking to an arena. They love this thing, but it should have been felt all over the NBA Live community with a much more resounding tone of, man, this is outstanding, this is great. And it didn't, and I can tell you why. It's because it was communicated improperly by the channels at EA Sports NBA Live. So going forward, with my reaction to this EA June 20th event in retrospect, I think EA needs to communicate it better and give its fans and communities the opportunity to celebrate alongside with them for something that is a very great thing to the community. And on top of that, they need to do these things more often and do them closer to home. Build that rapport at home. And at home, I mean by EA's Tiburon Studios that's in Orlando. Those things can be done throughout the year at minimal cost compared to doing them in New York. As well, it can serve as a marketing strategy. But with that being said, please let me know how you felt about it. Make sure you put that in the comments below. I am Rocco's Most D, 1/3 of Chimera Gaming, and I will say again, if you haven't already, make sure to hit the like button, as says help us get exposure. Make sure to share and show your friends, as we have much more content to come. And make sure to subscribe, because we do have more content that is a wide variety, including NBA Live content, including NBA 2K content, and much more for you to enjoy. So on behalf of Chimera Gaming, where we let our passion for gaming become a three-headed beast, Rocco's Most D, I am out. Thank you, and stay tuned.